Artur Beterbiev stops the beast from the east, Anthony Yarde, in 8 rounds. Let's stand out our blessings. Blessed love and blessed day. Oh, boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fight nation. It's Coach Fire and this is real life boxing. Artur Beterbiev stops Anthony Yarde in 8 rounds. Before we get into the video, best double jab straight down the pipe. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when all new content is being uploaded on the channel of Real Life Boxing. Put the left hook behind it and share the video, please and thank you. Now, I actually just finished watching this fight, still watching it right now. I'm like watching it over and over, but I'm just finished watching it. I did watch it on Saturday, but I was at fights myself. We had some guys that train at our gym fighting, so I went to their fights to support. Likewise, same thing that happened with the Chris Eubank Beefy Smith fight. I actually did do a post-fight video on that. I haven't publicized it yet, but I guess I should. We were all in the locker room at the fights last weekend watching that fight. I was in the locker room with Speedy Rashidi Ellis and Team Jada Pina, a lot of great fighters. So we was all in the locker room together watching that fight. So this has been my weeks and weekends right now as I am in fight season myself, hence why I've been a little late getting these videos out, but have no fear, Coach Fire is here. The videos will be coming out, but just like I said, we're in fight season right now. Golden gloves. I have amateur fighters fighting and professional fighters fighting. So, but I'm gonna get you guys the content either way. No excuse. Just bear with me. Great fight between Artur Beterbiev and Anthony Yarde, and this fight went exactly how I expected it to go. I did videos leading up to the fight. I predicted Beterbiev to win the fight by a mid-round stoppage, even though I was rooting for Anthony Yarde. I did a video on this fight. Will Anthony Yarde be Artur Beterbiev's toughest fight up to date? And Artur Beterbiev said it was his toughest fight. You know what I mean? Definitely his toughest fight. Let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? First of all, both performances by both guys. Great performance by Anthony Yarde, you know, with what he brings to the table, and great performance by Artur Beterbiev with what he brings to the table and doing what he does. Now, I knew that Anthony Yarde would give Artur Beterbiev some problems. I wouldn't say problems, but I knew he would be able to, you know, put hands on Artur Beterbiev because, you know, fighters in the past have been able to put hands on Artur Beterbiev. So if you can box decently well, you keep a good jab out there, you know, move your feet, decent hand speed, you can put hands on Artur Beterbiev. But the thing about Artur Beterbiev is just putting hands on him, you know, it's not enough. Just putting hands on Artur Beterbiev is definitely not enough. You know what I'm saying? Alexander Vostok was absolutely putting the beast by Dre on Artur Beterbiev and could not maintain the pace that it took to keep that up for 12 rounds, and he got stopped. And same thing with Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde was doing pretty good. What surprised me when I started watching the fight, what surprised me very early in the fight, was the strength of Anthony Yarde, because we know that Artur Beterbiev is strong. But we look at Anthony Yarde and we see a bodybuilder's physique, really ripped, really jacked. But he was hitting Artur Beterbiev with a left hook that was moving Beterbiev clean across the ring. Now, when I say strong, as maybe not strong as in punching power, but just overall strength, that you see, because punches have different impacts. Some punches are real snappy. Some people are heavy-handed, so when they hit you, it just feels like you're getting hit with lead. And some people are just really like heavy in the way they throw the punch, the whole limb itself. And he was hitting Beterbiev with that kind of check left hook. He was catching Beterbiev coming in when Beterbiev wasn't using the jab, and he would throw this left hook that he caught Beterbiev with a few times in the fight. In this fight, and that was the punch, you know, when it seemed like Beterbiev was bothered, that was the punch that was doing it. He was hitting Artur Beterbiev with a left hook that was absolutely moving Beterbiev clean across the ring. Now, I spar sometime with one of my heavyweight fighters, and every single time, I mean, even when I'm holding pads with him, he's one of these guys. He's not like a one punch KO fighter, Nigerian Io the Bam Bam, but when he touches you, he can move your body like clean across the ring with like just a jab. And if it's a swinging punch like this, it's just so different from getting hit by a person who who's like my size. So I'm 185, you know what I'm saying? I swim between 185 and 195, so I'm not a small guy, you know what I'm saying? But even like the smaller fighters like underneath my weight class, it's just like so heavy. And Yarde was moving Beterbiev around the ring with this left hook. Another punch that was working for Anthony Yarde, well, I wouldn't say it was working for him. He landed it a few times. I feel like he could have put another punch behind it. Was a lead uppercut. He was trying to walk Artur Beterbiev into a lead uppercut, in which he did a few times, but I felt like he should have put the left hook behind it. But that same punch would have ultimately have been the demise of Anthony Yarde. Another thing is, I noticed very early in the fight, maybe around the second round, that Anthony Yarde just looked gassed. Now, he didn't fight like he was gassed. He fought better. He fought longer than he did in the Kovalev fight, just around. But his body language, his mouth open, spit out his mouthpiece multiple times. He just looked fatigued really early. And very early on in this fight, I said to myself, Artur Beterbiev is going to knock out Anthony Yarde. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the body language. Also noticed that Anthony Yarde, his stance is very side on. His balance is off sometimes. His footwork is to the regular person just watching boxing, they might look at Anthony Yarde and say, oh, he's very athletic, he has good footwork. The problem with people that think that they have overly good footwork, like Lomachenko, okay? And I made this same point in a video that I did about Lomachenko years ago. The problem with people that have this type of footwork, this overly advanced footwork, is that at some points in the footwork, they make mistakes with their feet that if you get caught with your feet in that certain position in a boxing ring and someone times it and hits you with a shot, or you miss a shot or something like that, it can be bad. Just like Lomachenko against Jorge Linares, when Linares dropped him with that, was it Linares or Pedraza? Well, one of them dropped him with a straight right hand, caught Lomachenko walking forward with his feet crossed, and just dropped him. Anthony Yarde tends to be very side on. Sometimes his back foot is on the same line as his front foot, or sometimes it's even behind it. Like that real straightforward, I don't know, he throws that left hook, he's leaping in with his left hook sometimes, and his feet are on the same line with each other, so when he throws that left hook and his body rotates, it leaves him off balance because his feet were never in the right position anyway. I feel like if Anthony Yarde's feet were in the right position most of the time when he punched, he would have more punching power, and maybe those punches would have hurt Beterbiev more than they did. Beterbiev now, constant pressure, started working behind the jab in about the third round. Once he started working behind the jab, is a wrap. Impeccable timing, great chin, great stamina, great endurance, a great ability to stay relaxed and stay calm in the ring. Another thing with Anthony Yarde that I didn't bring up while I was talking about him is, man, he has a great fucking chin. We got to give it to Anthony Yarde because he has a great chin. He took some big shots from Artur Beterbiev. Early, he was taking big shots, and he never really seemed to be hurt. Maybe sometime, they would shake him up and he would cover up and then try to resort to countering. They both hit each other with big shots, and they both had very good punch resistance right up until the end, where Anthony Yarde tried to throw that lead uppercut, and I talked about the great timing of Artur Beterbiev, and Artur Beterbiev timed it and threw a right hand over the top and caught Anthony Yarde. And that right hand over the top was a punch that he kept landing all throughout the fight, from earlier on into the fight straight to the end of the fight. Anthony Yarde would land a big shot. He would seem to have Beterbiev hurt. Beterbiev would stumble, make his way back into the corner, baiting Anthony Yarde into thinking that he was hurt and it's time for Anthony Yarde to stop putting the beast by Dre on him. And he would walk Anthony Yarde into an overhand right hand, crack him, turn Anthony Yarde into the corner, and then just put on a 30-punch combination in which some of them would hit Anthony Yarde, and Anthony Yarde is blocking and some defense here and there and countering. Great fight. Like I said, ended with Anthony Yarde trying to throw a lead uppercut and Artur Beterbiev timing it over the top with that right hand that he timed perfectly, like all throughout the fight, and that one caught Anthony Yarde. And I just knew, like, in the beginning of the fight, Anthony Yarde was doing a little bit better of a job of disguising it and trying to walk Beterbiev into it. But as he started to fade and the technique, starts to go, he just started to use it as like an escape, like just trying to land a bomb. And that was the downfall, because he threw it from too far out. Beterbiev timed it and just cracked him right over the top with the right hand, and that was pretty much all she wrote. Great performance by both fighters. Like I said, I feel like Anthony Yarde performed just as good as I thought he was going to do. I know that more people in the boxing world who didn't know as much about Anthony Yarde as I do are surprised. But I felt like he I felt like he did have a chance in this fight. And Beterbiev has come out and said that Yarde was his toughest fight up to date. They were both bleeding. Beterbiev's face, all marked up, cut over the eye. Anthony Yarde cut. So just a hell of a fight and a great fight by both guys. So I gotta definitely shout out to both of them. I think Anthony Yarde should take a step down in competition, like maybe not world champions, and just try to build his confidence up against the challengers, you know what I'm saying, and the contenders. And I would just love to see Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol. You guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. But great fight. Sorry it took me so long to get it out there. Like I said, I was at fights myself. And, we're back in the Golden Gloves on Thursday and then next Thursday. I got three kids in the finals. 3 fighters in the finals, not kids. Young men and grown men. So, you guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. Great fight. Shout out to Artur Beterbiev. Shout out to Anthony Yarde. You guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. And until then, keep fighting your fight and protect yourself at all times. Peace and one love. This Coach Fire. This is Real Life Boxing.